Good morning, my friend. It's the first day of Lent 2022, and I've got a special quiet time episode for you. We're in the middle of a little sabbatical on the podcast. I'm bringing you some older stuff, and I just woke up this morning really heavy on my heart to share something with you about Lent. Not a Catholic, but this idea of stripping away and getting your mind ready. So I'll give you a few thoughts about that. I made a mistake, though, when I recorded this, and I talked about the Lent season this year being 47 days. It's actually 46 days. So when you hear that, don't get thrown off. Lent is from the Wednesday after what they call Shrove Tuesday all the way through Easter Sunday, but it doesn't count the Sundays. So it's technically 40 days, and then there's Sundays in there. So it ends up being 46 or 47 days. This year it's 46, so don't be thrown off by that. Also, I forgot to mention, if you need prayer, you want to join us in prayer, wleewarrenmd.com/prayer is the prayer wall. It's a great place to connect with people praying with and for each other all over the world. And if you're not getting my newsletter, please, wleewarrenmd.com/newsletter. You need it. This community is amazing. We're going to be bringing back community Zoom meetings soon and start getting face-to-face back again. I just want you to know I love you. We're praying for you. And as Lent starts today, this is a special, important idea for you to just get some stuff out of your way. We'll get a little music and stuff in there. It's a good quiet time. So here's the episode I recorded just a minute ago for you as a bonus. You're going to have 2 episodes today, actually, because I already released one earlier this morning that I had programmed to go out as part of our sabbatical, but I really felt like you needed this little thought for your quiet time this morning. We love you. We're praying for you, and we'll talk to you soon. Good morning, my friend. It's an unexpected episode this morning. It's almost 6 in the morning. I'm doing my Bible study. It is the first day of Lent, and I don't know if you're Catholic or if you keep the Lent tradition. I'm not Catholic. I was raised in a Protestant denomination, and we didn't celebrate Lent. And until I came across 2015 or so, came across my friend John Swanson, who had a little book that you can get on Amazon for free, actually, if you have a Kindle Unlimited account, Lent for Non-Lent people. Until we ran across John's work, I'd never thought about Lent. Lisa and I had never kept the Lent tradition, and I thought it was just for Catholics. I was super wrong about that. I know I already released an episode today, but I was doing my quiet time this morning, and I just felt really compelled to spend a couple of minutes with you just to focus. If you're not planning on keeping Lent, I just want to give you a different kind of idea. This is not something that's just for Catholics or high church people. This is something that's going to help you get unstuck. A lot of us, after 2 years of pandemic and after all the craziness in the world, we just feel kind of stuck. And we don't know what to do. And we don't know how to get out of the rut that we're in. And we don't know kind of how to battle all the confusion and noise and craziness that's going on in our world. And I just want to give you a couple of thoughts this morning. John Swanson has a newsletter every day, 300 words a day. 300words-a-day.com if you want to get John's newsletter. I just love him. I love the way he writes little short ideas every day. But yesterday, on Shrove Tuesday, which some people call Fat Tuesday if you're a Mardi Gras kind of person, he had a line that just kind of got in my head and made me want to give you a thought today. And here's what he said. In the old days on Shrove Tuesday, you ate well and laughed well and then settled down and sobered up to prepare your heart and life to think about the coming story of the betrayal and death and resurrection of Jesus. Settled down and sobered up and prepared your heart and life to think. That's what John said yesterday. So here's the idea. I just want to help you think about Lent in a different way to help you get unstuck and get after the things that are really going to make Mind Change March and make your life change in the direction that will really fix the things that you've been struggling with. Okay? So I'm just going to give you this idea. If you're stuck, if you feel stuck in a place or situation in your life and the sense of hopelessness that can bring, if you're stuck with a feeling that you just can't move forward, if you sometimes use surrogates like food, shopping, alcohol, bad choices, bad relationships to help you feel something different or numb yourself to the reality of the things that you're dealing with. Even though those surrogates usually wind up making you feel worse or messing up the next day where you pay the tomorrow tax that we're talking about, or making you feel even more stuck or trading one problem for another. If you're stuck like that, then this day, this idea that I'm giving you right now is for you. Now, I know I'm in the middle of a little podcast sabbatical. I've been giving you old episodes in the Infinitely Happier series as Lisa and I kind of get our minds and our bodies kind of squared away to bring you new stuff for Mind Change March and Action April and Hope on Your Brain, your Brain on Hope, and all the things that we're getting ready to do. I just needed a little break. And so you weren't expecting something today. So this is my quiet time with you. And I'm going to give it to you as 2 episodes today. So you're going to get 2 on this day, the 2nd of March, 2022. You're going to get 2 episodes. Because if you're feeling stuck, then today's the day. The first day of Lent is this day to start moving again. And I said before, I'm not Catholic. Until John Swanson, I never observed this tradition because I thought it was just one of those human rituals that weren't applicable to my Christian walk, and I was super wrong. Whether or not you're Catholic, whether or not you're high church, whether or not you're even religious, let me tell you something that I learned about Lent. Okay, so if you're not a Christian or you're not a religious person, let me just give you an idea here. Keeping a Lent fast or Lent tradition, pressing through these 40 some odd days of Lent can help you get unstuck. When your car is stuck, it requires something outside to help move you to a better place. Somebody's got to tow you, or you've got to get out or use a winch or come along or a plank under your tires or something to get some traction to finally get moving again. You can't stay in the car without an external boost and get unstuck. And I want you to think about Lent like that. Forget all the notions that you have, like I'm going to give up chocolate, or the idea that Lent's about punishing yourself or being miserable so as to please God. If you've ever read the Gospel of John, you know that Jesus isn't interested in us being unhappy. He said it plainly in John 10:10, I came so that you could have an abundant life. Check out my Bible study, James to Know, John to Grow, which you can get to on my website. If you want to go through a little bit more deep thought about what Jesus really came here for, James to Know, John to Grow is for you. I'll put a link in the show notes. He said it plainly, I came so that you could have an abundant life. If you're stuck, you need some help to get going again. So although Lent is clearly a spiritual journey designed, as John said, to help us get closer to God. And you should read Lent for Non-Lent people, by the way. Go to Amazon, type in John, Jon, Swanson, Lent for Non-Lent people, and check out that little free book. It's amazing. Start with this exercise, okay? Today, the first day of Lent, do something for me. I'm talking to you, friend. Make a list of the things in your life that are most important to you. Seriously, write out 4 or 5 of them, the top several things. Now, be really honest and think of the absolute number one thing that you value above all else in your life, and be real about it, at least with yourself. God knows. Admit it to yourself. If it's God, if it's your spouse, your horses, your career, your fishing boat, whatever it is, scratch out everything else on the list and circle that one thing. I hope it's not the fishing boat, okay? Now make another list. This time, write down the things that keep you from focusing more on the thing that you value most, what distracts you, what uses up your time, what demands more of you, and keeps you from keeping the number one thing. And then choose one of those things that keeps you from having that number one thing be number one. Now, obviously, I hope that you wrote down that your spiritual life is the most important thing. I hope you did. If not, if you're not a spiritual person, maybe it's your relationship with your wife or your husband, whatever. But what is it that's keeping you from focusing on that number one thing? Pick one of those things that's getting your way, that's slowing you down and messing you up, keeping your eye off the ball, and choose these 47 days of Lent to work on getting rid of that one thing that's in your way. Just one thing. It's 47 days or so, the 40 days plus every Sunday between now and Easter Sunday. And here's how you get unstuck. Every day for the next 47 days, starting today, make a concerted effort to simply stop letting that one thing get in your way. If it's alcohol, if it's a relationship, if it's money, if it's worrying about things, whatever that thing is, get that thing out of your way. Every day for the next 47 days. Just make a decision. Today I'm going to stay away from this one thing so that I can focus on this other thing a little more clearly. You don't have to be fanatical about it. In this sense, you're not making a holy day of obligation out of it or anything. You're just trying to get unstuck, okay? Like a link in a chain from your come along or winch. Every click, every day that you consciously make that thing that's in your way less important so you can focus a little more on the number one thing in your life, you'll get a little more traction. You'll start feeling the movement, like when your tires start to grab more solid ground and you're getting out of the hole. Then you start feeling better. You'll feel less stuck. As Tony Robbins says, emotion follows motion. In other words, when you want to feel better, you have to move, you have to act, you have to lead with action, you have to do better to feel better. And you might not be religious, and you might not be a Lent person, as John says, but do you honestly think that doing this for 47 days wouldn't help you? I promise if you're feeling stuck, it's a powerful tool, friend. On the spiritual side, observing Lent can clear away so much noise in your life and help you see and hear God so much better. It's amazing how helpful it can be. But just practically speaking, making these 47 daily decisions to move one thing out of your way will get you unstuck. Try it. I promise it will help. That's the first day of Lent. There's no better time to start than to start today. I'm going to play you a song by a guy named John Wiles called Strip It All Away. Let's just spend a minute in kind of prayer, meditation thing. If you're not a spiritual person, just think about stripping away that one thing that's in your way for the next 47 days. And the time to do it, my friend, is to start today.
Strip it all away, strip it all away. All that tries to steal my heart's affection, I don't need it anyway. If it leads my eyes astray, Lord, only you deserve all of my attention. So strip it all away. I'm letting go. I'm giving in. Jesus, I surrender. I'm breaking free from everything just to be with you again. What can't satisfy, so strip it all away, strip it all away. All that tries to steal my heart's affection, I don't need it anyway. If it leads my eyes astray, Lord, only you deserve all of my attention. So strip it all away. I'm letting go. I'm giving in. Jesus, I surrender. Oh, I'm breaking free from everything just to be with you again. And I'm no longer tied to what can't satisfy. So strip it all away, strip it all away. All that tries to steal my heart's affection, I don't need it anyway. If it leads my eyes astray, Lord, only you deserve all of my attention. So strip it all away. You be the king of my heart. Lead me away, take me far from every imposter, till all that's left is you. Strip it all away. Yeah, oh, you be the that tries to steal my heart's affection. I don't need it anyway. If it leads my eyes astray, Lord, only you deserve all of my attention. Yeah, only you deserve all of my affection. Lord, only you deserve all of my devotion. So strip it all away. 'Cause all I need is you. Strip it all away. 'Cause all I need is you. You're all I need. Strip it all away. 'Cause all I need is you.